So, and I know about the chief of police of the school district of the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District. I know. I'm letting y'all know that I'm listening to your comments. I'm listening to your messages. Okay, so some of y'all are like, I don't care about that. Well, maybe I'll say something that you care about. And don't worry, Willacy County, I'm going to talk about the thing you want me to talk about. You know I am. I have to. You know I am. I have to. Go tell everybody from Raymondville, Willacy County, whether they hate me or whether they love me. Go tell them. Go tell them. Go tell them Vanessa's going to talk about it. For them. So, I want y'all to please, if you don't know this, children, survivors of Uvalde, the pediatrician, that, can you believe that the pediatrician literally called local hospitals and said, I'm available. And they were like, please come. Because it was a disaster. It was a massacre.
Hey everybody.
I know that a lot of you
just cruising by and I bumped into this. So enjoy.
We could not have been able to survive that. And then these children did. And not only did they were strong enough and brave enough, because it's bravery. It's bravery to talk about the thing that almost killed you, to talk about the events of the day that you survived. To be a child, to do that. So some children went and gave their testimony. I know some of us adults couldn't probably even roll out of bed 2 weeks after that happened, if we survived it. And these children, they did that. If you could please listen to the testimonies. All of this was in Washington, D.C., the testimonies of the families, the testimonies of the children, the survivors, the testimony of the doctor. Please. And of course, Matthew McConaughey's speech, all right? I have also seen your messages regarding the chief of police for the Uvalde Consolidated School District. He is the Arredondo. He is the one that everybody...
Here goes that crap again. If it doesn't clear up.
That told officers to stand back. And you know, what I'm going to finish this with, which is a Willacy County issue. Willacy County is where I'm from. Y'all here? Y'all know what I'm going to talk about. All right. You know what I'm talking about, right? Some of y'all don't want me to talk about it, right? How am I not going to talk about it?
You know what I want to talk about, right?
How am I not going to talk about it?
So,
How am I not going to talk about it?
Oh my goodness. Funny. It's funny.
After what this man tried doing to me, after what he tried doing to me, how am I not going to talk about it? After how another small town, that's a small town law enforcement officer, just so you know. For everybody from my hometown that's going to get mad, hey, guess what? He didn't do and try to do, because he was never successful. He didn't do to you what he tried doing to me. The town's divided. The town's divided. He has his people that love him, and he has his people, you know, but we'll get to that right now. And it matters, Uvalde. It matters because if this guy, I'm telling you right now, if this guy was over there, he would have done the same thing. Nothing. It would have been the same kind of thing. We come from, it's the same kind of different demographic. Small town officers in these small, you know, town agencies like the school police, right? the city police in a small town, the county, right? Now this old guy got himself in trouble because he tried doing small town stuff in a bigger city. I'm going to be nice about it.
Why?
Because there's somebody that's connected to him that really harmed me. Bad. Started everything that happened to me 7 years ago. And I have come to the point in my life where if I see him, I will smile. Perhaps you are going through something. I don't know what. But what you did to me, the person attached to him, you started a chain of events that literally took my life away from me as I knew it. I'd like to say, did you learn that from this person? That's what I'd like to say, right? It's so hot and this phone's so heavy. I'd like to say, did you learn from this person? Did he teach you? But now I know that it's a culture. It's a culture of this. That's how I had to survive. So if you go to the page, you see that's a newspaper. Before I had gotten the newspaper, people were already sending me screenshots of where they had his mugshot on Facebook. And so all these people that were sending me screenshots, then I went and I saw the Facebook post. The people that are in Justice RGB commenting, let me tell you this. A lot of y'all are bewildered, literally, because you're sensible people. You're common sense people. You're like, why are these people defending this man? Because he comes from a small town where half the people they will kiss his ass no matter what. And the other half, we're his victims. Yeah. Yes. No, I'm not kidding. No, I'm not kidding. You go to the comment section, and when you freak out, when you're like,
you're kidding. You're kidding. I apologize for her bad internet signal. It's between her phone and her Facebook. So yeah, and I don't know enough about that situation to speak on it, so I'm just going to let her say whatever she's going to say. Let me refresh this thing.
that are different to get that job. And to be honest, the man that helped him get that job, I thought you were one of the good guys. No, I'm not kidding. I thought you were one of the good ones. And then I find out how he got that job. I didn't even know he was working there. There was no way he was going to get that job on his own. There was no way he was going to get that job on his own. None. So he got a job working at a community college, at a police academy.
So now we can assume she knows this guy's entire complete life story too.
He thought that he could be brutal. That's what it was. It's police brutality. You didn't put, well, actually, you did put hands on him. Police brutality is just the highest level of bullying that you could possibly get. because this is a person with a badge doing it to you, right? Killing you, trying to kill you, or putting a knee on your neck, almost killing you, or arresting you, whatever, right?
So annoying, so annoying. Alrighty, try this again.
How I got my start, y'all. That are getting mad at the cadet. The cadet didn't even, literally, the cadet did not even. Yeah, I'm gonna read it to you. There you go. For all those people blaming that officer, the future officer. And you know what I love about this? Everything that's going on right now and all the changes that have happened in law enforcement, I have a feeling that this is going to breed a different kind of police officer. Completely different. The kind of law enforcement that establishes lost trust in a society. That. Thank goodness for whoever witnessed what happened, because were it not for these other people coming forward, this young police cadet would have never, ever come forward, because you don't ever tell. It's the thin blue line. And these other people that went to bat for him, they crushed that thin blue line as cadets. No, they weren't going to have that. They weren't going to have that. So all of you all that are saying ugly things about this young officer, most of you are from Raymondville, Willacy County, and your families have never been affected by this man. They've never been affected by this man. Ever. Seriously, what did you think? Honestly, I'm gonna read your story now. But seriously, what did y'all think? The ones that are going over to that page and saying, well, the cadet, he's not going to be a good officer because if he can't take this, he's not even the one that told. It's everybody else that saw that was like, no, this is wrong. This is a police officer. An officer training us to be officers, and he's literally treating us this way. No, they ain't gonna take. What makes you think that they're gonna take this man's, BS? And I've always said that, because you know what happens where I come from? They let you go, or they allow you to resign from the city, and then they hire you at the county, and then you mess up at the county, and then they let you go back to the city after a while, after people have forgotten what you did at the city in the first place, for you not to be at the city and for you to go hide out at the county a little bit, and then you go back to the city. And after a while, you can't do that no more. You can't do that no more. And I've often said for the last 7 years, these officers that do this, they stay within their small community because they have people in power that continue to give them jobs. They continue to back them up. They continue to put them in positions. This guy ran for sheriff. Yes, this guy, I believe what the future officers are saying about him. Are you kidding me? It's a how, and you probably did that. He probably did that. I know he had to have done that in view of everybody. So he was trying to remove that dignity of this, because he could not believe. I bet you he could not. He is used to getting his way. I promise you. He's used to getting his way. He's used to getting his way. He's used to getting his way. He's used to getting his way.
Oh man, this is so annoying. Good afternoon, everyone.
I wasn't even going to comment.
Promise you, that's not my internet. That's her connection or whatever with her Facebook or her internet. That's keeps stopping like that.
On this, but the fact that Willacy County, Raymondville people had the nerve to go to Justice RGV and defend him. Literally, other people from the valley, the Rio Grande Valley, are literally looking at y'all like, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? It's probably his cousin. Or you want to talk about compadre system? This is a compadre de los compadres. This is a compadre de los compadres. Before I read this to you, I want offending this man. Yep. So here we go. Former Willacy County Sheriff. I'm not even going to say his name. That's how nice I'm going to be. That's how, because I'm not doing this to take away his dignity. The way that he tried to affect my life, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not. But the fact that y'all even tried going to Justice RGV is hilarious. You do know Willacy County, you do know Willacy County, Rainbow, you're outmatched on that page, right? You're outmatched on that page. This guy's compadrismo system doesn't stretch a lot farther than Willacy County. You know that, right? Why do you think it doesn't take that long to? Why do you think they cannot keep jobs outside of Willacy County? Do you not understand that? Anybody that's going over to that page, you are outmatched by people who have been affected by him in Willacy County and Rainbow that are going to go to that page and are not going to like what you're saying. They're going to speak up. What y'all thinking? People that even are, unfriend yourselves. If you are on my friends list on my regular personal page and you are going over there to defend this man, please unfriend yourself because I will unfriend you. No, I'm not kidding. You're putting down a cadet because other people saw what this man did to him was wrong. And you're going over there being, I'm Willacy County. I'm tough. I'm from Willacy County. I'm from such and such family. I'm from Willacy County. I'm going to go defend him. I'm going to go. It's early. This just broke out today. They're going to have like all night long and all tomorrow. They're going to, seriously, they're already, one lady there was like, this officer's a good man. They are already coming at her hard. Are you kidding? What are y'all thinking, Willacy County, Rainville? Why do y'all think I'm so confident? And I've always been so confident for the last 7 years that when other people hear my story, all of y'all are going to look completely ridiculous. Every single one of y'all that opposed me in Willacy County, Rainville. Here we go. Former Willacy County Sheriff's Major.
Did you guys see the video I posted last night?
Bars at the Cameron County Jail on Tuesday facing
the AOC. Did you watch AOC's videos that I posted yesterday?
Oh, remember, y'all all want to talk about my charges, right?
You see the similarity here?
About my charges.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's still there.
Dark days. Those that know in Willacy County, they know. They know. They know what happens off duty. They know. They've been knowing. We've been knowing. We've been knowing.
He said, they know what happens. I don't know. Right? I'm picking at everything right now.
He most recently was employed as an instructor at the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council Regional Police Academy at Texas State Technical College in Harlingen. He was formerly a top official at the Willacy County Sheriff's Office and was a past police chief of Lyford. Hey, Chronicle, how come you don't do what you do to everybody else? Why didn't you put there that he was an unsuccessful candidate for sheriff? Oh, that's right. Because this newspaper also is a compadre. It is. Because if this was not a compadre, this newspaper would have said this is a unsuccessful sheriff's candidate. Unsuccessful sheriff's candidate. That's what they left that out completely. They didn't even want to remind you that he ran for sheriff. No, they didn't. They didn't even put it in here. And it was a big, huge deal. This man also previously worked he was a Texas DPS trooper. And let me tell you, him and his friends and family, they all want you to believe that he retired, just left the DPS at a very young age. Nobody just leaves the DPS. You stay for a long time. Some people retire. Yeah, some people retire. Yeah, y'all, do not even engage with them. They are so mad that they don't have a voice. They don't have a platform. Nobody's listening to them. They come over here, literally they'll come and we'll be here and it's like, after I post the videos, they're here. They're probably his friends. They're probably his friends. I don't care. If I don't care, y'all should not care. Girl, it's nothing. It's gonna be nothing right now. Let's go back to the story. No arrest report or additional information was available late Tuesday from the TST.
Yeah, I see that comment. Nobody stays in LVN for 25 years.
Sheriff Larry Spence said he did not even Maldonado's arrest.
It's not that it's an unimportant profession.
I'm real sorry.
I'm sure that there's a need, but isn't there like a natural progression? You've done that for X number of years and you want to move up or to something else? Or wouldn't you try to do RN or something or just something different altogether? So that's not to put down anybody who's been in a LVN for a long time, but sometimes there's a reason for it, right? All right, what's going on here? Oh my God, it's so annoying. I'm going to refresh. Hold on. Refreshing this crap.
It didn't even give the details. It did. Man, Chronicle, y'all lie. Y'all didn't even give the details. He wanted the cadet to shave. He didn't shave. He put hands on the cadet. He put a razor to the cadet's face. He literally told him, maybe I should shave you myself. That's old school, ugly police brutality. They ain't gonna take that no more. And I'm glad that they're not.
Isn't that called like hazing kind of? Maybe.
I hope y'all understand.
I don't know. I don't know the details. I'm
this
just
was such a
throwing stuff out there.
You hardly ever see anything like this. And it takes things like this to let the law enforcement people, whose side are you gonna take? Whose side are you gonna take? You would think that people would understand he is absolutely in the wrong. You do not take it upon yourself. There's ways to deal with a subordinate. There's ways to deal with a cadet that is not listening to you. You don't put hands on them and you don't try to remove their dignity. You ain't their mama. What do you mean that maybe he should shave you? What? And then the local newspaper literally lying to y'all, telling you that they didn't have details. No, of course not, because he literally bullied a soon-to-be police officer. That's not going to look good in Rainville, Wilson County. It's not. So before y'all in Wilson County, Rainville, before y'all say anything, think anything petty about me, remember this. I haven't said anything about his person.
So?
Y'all know what I mean. I haven't said anything about his person. Y'all know who this person is. A lot of you commenting on that page know who this person's person is. They're exactly the same. So before y'all in Raymondville, Wilson County, most of y'all that have anything oppositional to say about me with this, y'all have already been against me. Because y'all are that same type of bully mentality. And literally every person that's defending them, every person that's defending this guy over there is literally at some level or another a bully in my community. No joke. No joke. For real. For real. For real. They have their own people that do not like them for reasons that could be understood why. Yes. This is true. And some of the biggest bullies, you're going to see that the most reasonable people are on that Justice RGB page. The most reasonable people, even the bullies are divided.
The bullies are divided.
It always takes something like this when a law enforcement officer does something else to another law enforcement officer. That really, really separates the bullies from the real bullies. Yeah, don't believe me? Go to that page. Yes, it's true. It's true. There was one guy that commented this. Y'all can go over there and check it out. What did he say? Oh, something about, well, if this officer cannot handle this, a lot of people are saying this. If this officer cannot handle this, well, you know, he doesn't. That's implying that he can't be a good officer, right? This is what I had to say to that guy and to everybody else that's putting down this cadet. So let's just use your mentality, which is not mine. Let's just use your way of thinking. Your way of thinking is you can be a bully with a badge sometimes. And if he cannot take, his instructor being a bully with him, then he ain't going to be a good cop, right? Let's use your mentality. So then I guess it's okay then for him, the cadet, to become a patrol officer and pull all of y'all over, right? Because he remembers you saying all that about him. It's a small community. It's really small community. It's small. It's a bunch of cities.
She's right. It is small. Hey, thanks everyone for whoever's joining in, taking a few minutes out of your day to listen to the madness. You got to say it's quite entertaining, right? If not anything else.
Well, police officers just pulling whoever over because they remembered what you said about them on a page. But it's your mentality.
Page? What did she say?
Because obviously, if you're okay with this guy bullying that guy, right? Officially oppressing him, right? If you're okay with that corruption, then by your mentality, you should be okay with this officer remembering y'all for the rest of his life. Right? Or no? You see how if you can't apply your mentality to most things, it's likely it's unreasonable. Well, no, I'm not saying that.
I think the phone is her friend. I mean, she talks to the phone like it's a person.
It doesn't make sense.
That's creepy as hell.
Thank you. At the dollar store. I got it at the Dollar General. I got it there. Thank you. Hello, Debbie. Hello, beautiful. Right back at you. Thank you. Thank you. So you know what this man did to me? I'm not even going to tell you what your person did to me. Look. If you're watching this, you know who you are. For a long time, I fought against your name and against you openly. I did. And I did not want him to win sheriff either because of the things that you had done to my life too. Because, I was like, no. We don't want that person to be sheriff because then this other person that did this, no, then they can do anything to anybody that they want to. No. So please remember, right now I'm going to explain what that person did to me. And in consideration of how you catalyzed the takedown of my life.
I don't know who she's talking about. I'm trying to figure it out.
I think you realize I don't even have to say it, right? I'm showing you some level of respect, right? Because I could easily just make a whole live video about just that. Just that. And I'd probably have half of Raymondville literally rooting me on, despite anybody laughing. Do you know that? You know that? These people were so afraid that I was going to win senator. So afraid. So afraid. So many people were afraid. And they should have been. Even with every odd against me, I got 75,000 votes. They should have been, because they wouldn't have wanted me to be senator. Not because once I was senator, I was going to do something bad to them, because I'm not like them. But they are so like themselves that they feel that everybody else is just that kind of human too. No, not everybody that gets in a position of power is going to be like you. But I would see why you would be afraid, because of how you damaged my life. I can see, I could see that. I could see, remember what we did to her. 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 Yeah.
So other people damaged her life. She had nothing to do with it.
And I ran Republican. Yes. Openly Republican. As a Democrat, letting everybody know it doesn't matter what name, what label's behind your name. They believe in you. They're going to vote for you. This was a general election, not a primary. That's why it was so many votes. 75,000 votes. The sitting senator got 110. Yeah, I got 75 with no money. No money. None. And when I tell you none, I mean just the filing fee. Just the filing fee. Nothing. No signs. A little flyer. That's it. That's it. Can you imagine if I had money?
You have money. You just put it all up your nose.
If I had all the advertising, I know my worth. I know my worth. I know my worth. Not one laughing face and not one opponent or opposer of mine from anywhere. My hometown or county, whatever, is ever going to make me feel less than I know I should feel about myself. Are you kidding? So with that said, I'm not going to say anything about this person's person. The people in my city and my county, they know. They know because they've been affected too. This man got so, along with a lot of other people, they were like, well, how can we really get her? How can we really get her? We're trying everything. We're trying. Believe me, when I tell you they tried everything that year, they tried all trying to get me. He wasted your time. He wasted your time. He was trying to bully. He literally involved the Department of Homeland Security in a drug bust. Yes. Literally detained a person for 8 hours, bullied him the way he bullied this cadet. And they would not let that person go until that person confessed that Vanessa Tijerina was buying something from that person, which wasn't even true.
Oh boy.
Not even close. Yeah.
Can you imagine how much cash she would have had if she didn't smoke it or snort it?
He did that to me.
How much money she would have had to put into her campaign? Just saying. Any idea?
All right. So, anyways, I'm going to let y'all go now. And there you go, Winston County. Y'all don't have to send me his mugshot no more. I got it. I spoke about it. And it was damn time,
Yeah, her signal's dipping out nasty.
You didn't think this was ever going to happen, did you? You never thought that any
Sorry, so annoying, guys. I hate it. I got nothing to do with that, though.
Body was going to rightfully seek justice against you. You literally thought because you've lived a whole lifetime, a whole career, entire career messing up people's lives. You thought that no, your life was never going to be unsettled because of a legitimate complainant. Don't mess with cadets, man. They're not going to take your BS. Don't mess with cadets. Don't. They've grown up in an environment, in an America that is not the same America that you grew up in. You grew up in an America where it was okay to brutalize people with a badge, when you had a badge. You grew up in an America where it was something that you did that was okay when you formed cases against people simply because you were friends with their enemies in real life, or because you wanted to retaliate against them. That's the America you grew up in. You grew up in the America that laughed at the Kaepernick supporters, that said, he's not supposed to be taking a knee. That's wrong. He's just disrespecting, our anthem. That's of now. They grew up recognizing that knee was taken not out of disrespect, but literally out of a person who was trying to raise awareness to police brutality in a way that no one else could. And because he had that platform and he had the ability to symbolize a moment and really, really take a stand by taking a knee. That's the America they're growing up in. And I thank God for that America. I do. Because the America that allowed you to get away your entire life doing the kinds of things that you did to this cadet was low-level official oppression. Low-level official oppression. The things that you have done to people when you have worked in the county, I can imagine what you did as a trooper. There ain't nobody gonna make me believe that you weren't there very long. I always knew it.
Now she's got her air conditioner blowing right into the bottom of the phone.
They're not going to tolerate you the way that they tolerate you in your hometown. I ruffled some feathers. I ruffled some Raymondville, Wilson County feathers. Y'all are sad. Guess what? There's a bunch of us that are not. They're silent. I'm the loudest ones of all the ones opposing you laughing. I literally am. But don't worry, there's some loud ones right now on that other page. All right. Yeah. No, my justice is slowly coming. Oh, y'all have no idea. What is it? Almost 5 o'clock. Yeah. My justice is slowly coming. I love y'all. Thank all of you for praying for me. I am so gracious because right now we live in a world where people need so many prayers and positive vibes, and the fact that you could even have just even a split second, 3 seconds to think of Vanessa Tijerina and what she's been through, and you even send me positive energy, thank you. Because sometimes some people won't even do that. Uvalda needs your prayers and your positive vibes. And anything you can spare, any of those scraps of prayers and positive vibes and positivity in any way, I will take it. And I am so grateful for it. Because it's people like this.
She will take it.
Literally upended my life. And slowly but surely, every single person that opposed me.
See, this is all about her. She just said it.
Thank you. Bye.
Good Lord. never ceases to. I don't know. You think you're going to watch and you're going to see something. And it's the same old. It's fascinating. It's a moving masterpiece of poop that we just want to look at. We can't help it. Can't help it. All right. Did you guys want to? I can come back and do it. Did you guys want to watch the beginning of the yesterday's? I didn't come back to play the first part of her going yesterday. I can do that if you want. If you guys are interested. If not, we can wait till later. I got a feeling she'll be back on again. And I'll be back on again later, aside from whether she's on or not. But I never played the beginning of the first hour or so of the one she did yesterday. You know, I was dealing with somebody online who we were talking about. Oh God, what was it we were talking about? Somebody took a, you know, why is it that some people don't want to, why can't we just agree to disagree and you can still be friends, they can still talk and you can still discuss other things? When somebody brings something up for whatever reason that's very personal to them, or they just, nope, yeah, I'm done. I'm not talking to you and it's over. And I don't want to say it's only a political thing, you know, liberal versus Democrat versus Republican, conservative. But it seems like certain things you can't. You know, they're the ones who preach about tolerance. Yet the minute you bring something up they don't want to talk about, they cut you off and they're done and I'm not going to talk about it. And they're gone. So I called somebody out on a post yesterday and I'm like, see, that's the problem. That's the freaking problem. Nobody wants to talk about it. Or we can't just have a disagreement and okay, we'll move on. We disagree about that. So what? There's plenty of other things to talk about. I'm going to talk about that later. I'm going to queue up. I'll come back in a little bit. I'm going to queue up the other video and see what else I can dig up on some other stuff. Yeah, but she's not doing herself any favors talking down to the law so much. You know, you don't want to pray for this kind of stuff, but like, oh Lord, I hope she has to call 911 at some point in the future and see what happens. I wonder what's going to happen. And I said this the other day. You know, you might get some law enforcement. They're going to go, no, I don't want to do that. I'm busy. I gotta use the bathroom. But I'm going to have lunch right now. But there are good people in law enforcement. So even if she calls, even though she was complaining about them, if she calls, they're going to go and to see what's wrong because they're good people. Regardless of the garbage that she's flapping all day long, day after day, hour after hour. They know that it's their job and they have to do it. So, all right, let me pull up another video here. Give me one quick second. Okay, I'm looking for, and the Matthew McConaughey yesterday at the White House was disappointing. Okay, let's see if this is the one. I want to say this is the one. Just a second. Here it comes. I want to cut that volume because it's playing some kind of music and I don't want to get copyright. Ironic. Janie's got a gun.
It's so hot.
Yeah, she looks all sweaty and stuff, doesn't she?
Baby, it is hot, y'all. It is hot. Look at how red my face is from being in the sun that little time.
This is yesterday, all right?
That little time. Y'all, there's hardly anybody at the polls. I doubt highly that there's anybody at the polls anywhere, literally in South Texas right now. It is so well trained. That means that you don't have no lines to wait on. Not at all. Not at all, okay? So please go right now. Give me a vote. That's how fast it was. And that's because I did a little chit-chatting before I got in the car. But that's how fast it was for me to vote. Vote. But please go vote. Please go vote. Y'all, that was the easiest ballot. That was the easiest ballot. I don't think I have ever voted in an election where there was only one race. Literally, that's it. Dan Sanchez is on the top. And then it was the other man running against him for the Democratic. There's still a chance for a runoff. Because there's 4 people. So you need to get down. There's 4 people. And if nobody gets 51%, then there's going to be a runoff between the top 2. Yeah. Brownsville, Harlingen, yeah, you know, Hidalgo County actually, and I told y'all this in previous elections, Hidalgo County actually, they vote in more numbers than Cameron County does. They do watch, and you're going to see. I'm curious to see how many people went out to vote from the little piece of East Hidalgo County compared to all of Cameron County. Cameron County, you don't let them put you to shame, do you? Don't let it be Cameron County. Don't let it be that literally, look, just like less than half of Hidalgo County is literally gonna outvote y'all. Please don't, because all of y'all are able to vote. All of East Hidalgo and all of Cameron County. Isn't that gonna be something? Isn't it going to be something if we find out the numbers and we find out that even when the whole county's not voting, that's how strong of voters, go ahead. That's how strong of voters Hidalgo County has. They are political as political can be. They are. I cannot believe I literally got a sunburn right now. I'm literally red. The time that you saw me standing out there was the only time I was in the sun. That's crazy. That's very hot. So remember, y'all, right now, I'm going to get off this live video, and I'm going to go back to the first one, and I'm going to go ahead and add the links. You're going to see 3. I'm going to put 3. I'm going to put where he said, I'm not Walmart. I don't take complaints. Well, how long are you not going to be helping my family? Forever. That pompous. Yeah. He said that. I was like, okay. I got you right where I want you. I got you right. In that moment, he did not even understand how you know what a snare is, y'all? It's like a trap. It's like a rope or a cable, and you like put your foot in there, and then it just like grabs your foot. You cannot get out of that because it ensnares your foot, right? Or whatever limb. In that moment, he didn't realize you've been politically ensnared. Like, you have no idea. Like, the minute that I walk out of here, literally, you have no idea. You're going to wait 2 years. You're going to put your name down for re-election. You're going to pay your filing fee. You're going to do all that shit. You're going to ignore all the things that I'm going to be saying about you. You ain't going to believe you're going to lose your seat. And then you lose it. Then you lose it. Yeah. Because people can say whatever they want about me. There's something that I've never done. I would never do something like that. Ever. You see, I wouldn't be so hard on him if his only faults were, let's say, there was rumors and stuff. Let's say that all he ever did, that he allowed justice to occur, and though, he was maybe a flawed individual in your eyes. I don't know if y'all judge people like that. And, maybe he dabbled in some sort of, illegal drugs or you have the nerve to say that, Vanessa? Yes, I do. Because I'm making my point. My point is directly correlated
to that which you hateful people are already thinking in your minds. So let me finish. So so can you imagine if he did his job and he literally did not harm more families than he helped in Willacy County? I would have never had an issue with him. Well, he drinks a lot. Well, he does this drug and this drug. Yeah, okay, well, that's honestly, that's if it's not affecting the function of his job, literally, if it is not affecting the function of his job, that if he is literally carrying out justice, his favorability doing his duties is high. If he wants to drink every day that he gets home, if he wants to do whatever he wants to do when he gets home, that's his business, right? Right? Because that's a personal choice in a personal life. That once you decide that the services of your governmental office are going to be off limits to a certain family, no, that I'm not okay with. Mm-mm. No. So you're going to see 3 videos. You're going to see the first one, which is only like, I think 20 minutes or 30 minutes out of the whole hour of the whole entire video that I've never posted. You're going to see that one first. Then you're going to see when me and my son Jesse go to him to try to tell him, hey, my son's literally getting Class A assaults. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do anything about it? Right? And then the third video is where you're going to see me addressing my county's commissioner's court. And literally them saying, them ignoring me, but me having the camera on him. And as soon as I'm walking out, his district attorney, his assistant district attorney, he's by the door. And gentlemen, you already knew. I told you. You underestimated me. I literally, the story has not even been told in all its glory. It is. It will be. It will be. Of course it will be. So don't be surprised that I'm saying it right now, right? And so the last video, you're going to see me walking out of the commissioner's court, and you'll see the assistant district attorney. I don't care how much you laugh. I don't care how much you laugh, because none of that matters to me, because you're laughing because you're hurt. You're laughing because you hurt. Hurt people laugh at hurt people. You're laughing because you're hurt. I look like
I'm laughing because this shit is funny. I'm not hurt.
And I have not been in the sun for that little bit.
Are you all hurt? Are you all hurt laughing?
Oh
I don't
my
know.
goodness.
Somebody hurt laughing?
I look so red. And I'm gonna tan. Every time I get red, I get darker. This is not a bad thing, but I mean, my foundation's not even a match. That always happens. I don't like that. So
welcome everybody. This is the replay from yesterday, the first hour from yesterday's live.
The commissioner's court meeting. And he gets ready. He's getting ready. He's already making the phone call. Arrest her. Arrest her. So you see Ammerman texting him. He's texting the guy by the door. You better go ahead and do the word on her.
It's like, Vanessa, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing. Oh, no, we are laughing at you, actually. Yeah.
I'm glad you did it right then. And so sure enough, I walk out. And so, oh, wow, I ran that election with 3 arrests. I already had 3 arrests that day that have been disposed of. Those are not active cases. Before anybody's person tries to be like, she's not supposed to what? Talk about cases where I've been successful. So, yep, 10 minutes later, I go to City Hall, and boom, there they are with the 3 biggest cops they have. It took all 3 of y'all. My little Jesse had to go run home. Go let them know what they're doing to mama. And he did. My Jesse has seen that happen to me like 3 times. Mm-hmm. You know, there's another reason why I'm not as sad as I was either, because you know what I have in my hand here? I love this document, because when they first told me, we're gonna make you get this, you need to get this, you're gonna have a psychological evaluation. As soon as the shock came over me, right away I was like, this is gonna be fun, because I know that it's gonna be like, I don't know, I guess like trivia. I don't know what I was thinking, but it turned out to be like, I don't know, it was like a huge like day long like mental, like a game almost. And then they had puzzles and hieroglyphics and just all kinds of stuff, right? And but I was a little bit afraid, right? Because you know, but yeah, I got this. And I'm so glad I have it. And it's okay. You know, I'm holding on to these results. And a lot of people want to tell you, oh, she doesn't talk about them because she chose to have them sealed. That wasn't my decision. You all know it wasn't my decision. You all know that it was not my decision. That was involuntary. I had nothing to do with that. Because believe me, I would be bragging all day long about the results of this. All day long, I'd be bragging. All day long. All day long. I love it. I love it. I love it. Basically, it just let me know, like I always knew, like you ain't dumb. You ain't dumb. You ain't dumb. I always knew that. You can call me fat, you can call me ugly, you can call me poor, you can call me, you know, vulnerable, you can call me anything you want to call me, but what you ain't gonna call, you cannot call me stupid. That I'm not. That I am not. That I'm not.
You know, I'm pretty sure you won't catch me talk about her
everything, not just my intellect, not just my
like blatant physical insult at her. I want nothing to do with that. You all handle that perfectly. You don't need me to jump in on that.
For a nerd to have their abilities literally quantified,
I'm want to come at her at a different level. You know, intellect, facts, that kind of thing. But you shouldn't hear from me talk about, you know, she's too this or she's too that. I try to not get into that, no matter who it is. Just not my thing. And you guys are so good at it on your own.
I love it.
It's hilarious.
So,
just saying.
Please go vote. Please. It's the easiest thing. You don't even need like Hidalgo County. Yeah, in Hidalgo County. I don't know if y'all were doing this in Cameron County. Hidalgo County is very sophisticated when it comes to their elections, right? Did anyone press this? I didn't press this, did I?
That's where they got.
Hidalgo County was having like these little.
Did you guys see the shot from No More Cheeske's Lies showing her arm?
Half a lemonade and
you know, the circulation being restricted. That's where that came from. Did you just see it? Did you miss it?
No, lots of ice. Large. That's all.
Large sweet tea with half lemonade, extra ice, correct?
Correct.
291. Thank you.
Okay. So, damn, that is expensive. You could get more than a bag of ice for that much money, but I'm thirsty right now. So, ew. You know, if you keep seeing it brought up, right? I see your question. If you keep seeing it brought up and it's not answered, you don't respect that. I'm just wondering. Because even if you're new to a page, right? Even if you're new to a page, you have to understand, like, I mean, you know, maybe I'm giving you too much credit. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe you're like, no, nobody taught me that if there's an issue brought up and nobody's really addressing it, there's a reason for that. And it looks probably worse on me to keep on poking and prodding. Right? Right? I know. I'm just asking. Good. How are you? Bless you. Okay. Can you bring me ones? Can you bring me ones if you have them? Yeah.
Singles, maybe.
That way I can give you a tip. You know, you don't know how many waitresses they've come back and they've brought me like a 5, and I'm like, honey, I've never even been a waitress. I just, always bring dollars. Just always bring dollars, because people will be more inclined to give you $1 or $2, if they have it, other than a whole $5, right? Or a whole $10. But if you don't give them no options, then they're not going to give you the whole big old bill. So just make sure you always bring dollars. Always, if you can, right? Right. Just a question. She's doing a version of a innocent question. And y'all already know that's my pet peeve. Y'all already know. So for those of you that are new here, those little innocent questions, I'm just going to ask you the stuff that like the hateful, like it's so obvious that they're hateful people that ask you, but I'm going to ask you in a more like kind of like an innocent way, so it won't look like it. Well, you need to know right now that I pick up on the most subtle hate. Like you could literally go your whole life thinking, I am so subtle. Everybody thinks I'm a sweetheart. Everybody. But they don't really know. Here you go, honey. Here you go.
That shirt is about to bust.
Thank you. And
now I gotta find, where were we at?
right.
Gotta watch the time. I gotta watch the time on this crap, because it's gonna keep doing that, and it doesn't. When I refresh, it won't take me back to right where we were. Right?
Literally running for Congress. This is who I am.
Hang on. Let me go back a little bit.
Other a neurotypical person, that means
A little more.
Non-functional state, right? They're in their full faculties, right? Then that will hurt me. That's only when. Maybe that's also part of being on the spectrum. Because have you ever had I know, there's some kids that you could just tell them this and that, and they're not annoyed about how they're not sad that you're telling them 4 eyes or, ugly, they're not sad that you're calling them names. They're annoyed that you are engaging with them and literally distracting their mind. You are literally, their mind is the only environment that is literally, unless it's like flashing lights or loud sounds, their mind is the only thing, and you're just trying to get into their mind. And a lot of these little bullies in like elementary school, they think, well, I'm just going to bully. It's like when you finally piss them off, they're not pissed off because you hurt their feelings. They're not believing, all of a sudden, I'm mad at you. Now I'm mad at you. Because now for the 50th time that you call me fat, you hurt my feelings after the 50th time. No. It's because you annoyed me. That there ain't nothing I could sit here. I could ignore you, man. And you ignore now. No. So now you got your reaction, right? That's what happens when you bully autistic kids alive. Kids on autism. Oh, so anyways, I was saying, my hometown, they would make fun of me a lot because other than scrubs, like you see me wearing the same scrubs, right? I love these scrubs because they have no tags. No tags. I've been a nurse for a quarter of a century, 25 years. Scrubs have come a long way. They have. When people started making clothes without tags, I was so high. You don't even, a kid who's on the spectrum, if you are a mom of a child on the spectrum, you know what I mean. We hate tags on our clothes. We cannot stand tags on our clothes. We can't. We can't. And talk about the princess and the pea. No, we will feel the pee under our mattress. We will feel any little thing that feels foreign to us, any little thing that doesn't feel right, like that's something that wouldn't really bother a neurotypical person, that would annoy the mess out of a neurodivergent. Why can't you wear these type shoes like me? I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. You be to know both sides because I go to law school, right? History majors, history that.
Damn it! I hate keeping track of having to keep track.
Trigger. This cannot be who she really is. Yeah, this is who I am. This is who I am. This is who I am.
You think she's red maybe because the sleeves are cutting off the circulation to the rest of her body?
That's who she is.
Cutting off the circulation to her arms and forcing the blood.
Because no, because you guys know it. There's people that literally have a one face on live video and they are a totally different person off live. I'm the same way. I think the only time that I ever really change is when the matter that I'm talking about is very serious. Look, even right away, it's like, you look at that. Did you see that? Like right away, it just, even as I was saying the word, like just the sense of talking about something serious. Look, I'm already getting serious. Or when I'm in an election and I'm on a panel with people, you will. Let's battle. Who's matching wits up here? Let's come on. Let's battle these issues. Come on.
This is so creepy. She's so creepy to listen to watch.
I know y'all think y'all already. I know you think y'all.
She wants to battle the issues, but she won't talk to anybody and battle the issues.
I've proven it time and time and time again, and I will continue to prove it time and time and time again. You got triggered. Look at that. Triggered right there. You're a little bit triggered. Y'all please go vote for Dan Sanchez, y'all. For real. Go vote for Dan Sanchez. Miss Janie, I saw your name on the ballot. I did. One of my fellow nurses is also running for Congress. But I think our issues down here in South Texas are so bad. You see, if I run, I'm a candidate that has been on both sides. I have been on both sides. I know what it's like to not be judged and to be looked at as the perfect model citizen, and then literally your whole entire life changed because you were literally that happened. And so now, you see, Dan knows both sides, but he knows both sides not because he was attacked in some way. No, he knows both sides because he's prosecuted and he's defended. He knows both sides. I happen to know both sides because, well, they forced me to know both sides. And I used to think for years and years that it was just a sad, bad thing that happened. And now I'm thinking, ain't nobody gonna understand the majority of people the way that I would be able to understand the majority of people. Nobody. No one. And what people don't understand, they're like, you're not a practicing scientist, which I am a scientist. You're not doing like
She's a scientist?
You're not in a lab and you're not doing this and that. And it's like, no, please. I got my degree in biology because I was gonna go to law school, and I did my research. And the number one prospects for law school and the biggest calling that they need is science background.
Dan is her
Do you
lawyer.
know how hard it is to
He's
find
tried
a
to back
lawyer
out of it,
biology
and
degree?
he was denied
That is the
from walking
hardest
away.
thing. Literally, you have to give them certificates now. Literally, there's lawyers and they get their little what is it that they always get? What is it? The bachelor, their history majors. Right? History majors. History that only half of it is actually accurate because we're already learning that things really weren't that way. But yeah, you majored in a whole 4 years of just, sorry for any history majors that are out there, but if you are truly about what you do, then you agree with me because you know it's true. Because halfway through being a biologist, I was like, if people only knew how things really are, how they really work, like crazy. So those of you in history, you know even more to a deeper degree in a very specialized subject. You know. So yeah, yes. But you're not a biologist and you think I didn't ever want to be in the science lab and mixing up tubes and stuff like that. That's actually a chemist, just so that you know. Not a biologist. Where are you going? You know what it is that you're comparing me to.
Yeah, true story. That was last year. Pretty sure it was last year. He requested to be, what's the term? Can't think of the proper term right now. But he wanted to not represent her. And he was denied. It was denied. I can get you more details on that.
And I love it. I took classes that I didn't even need to take. I was like, I'll take all of it. I'll take all of it, everything I can. I never once skipped a semester, and my transcripts show that. I'm so proud of that. I am so proud of that. Because I never skipped a semester. Not once. Not one time. 2 pregnancies. Not one time. Not once. All summers. I went all summers. All short summers, all long summers, every semester, everyone.
Thank you. No more TC Live.
No,
thank you.
If you skip even one semester, you increase your chances of just being like, you know what, I'll just wait another semester and another semester. I'll just lose momentum, right? So I was like, no, you have to at least at the minimum take at least 2 classes. 2 classes every semester. 2. Always. Always. Oh, yeah. Ruth Rodriguez, makes sense, Vanessa. That's why law enforcement officers and lower court judges cannot help the justice system. They have no science intelligence. Not only, y'all, I made a video just this weekend where I stated that. In the state of Texas, this is sad, y'all. Because these are the people that literally put charging statements, information against you. Literally. We got a little warrant here for you. We don't like you. We're in a small town. We don't like you. We got your first little arrest here. And they take your life hostage for like 2 years. Continuance. I can say that because I had disposed of 3 cases.
Yeah, she's caused most of those continuances.
Because I'm not.
She is well versed on that because she knows how to do that. It's
hard. In the last year, you don't even know what I've been having to do, right? But in my first ever arrest, the district court judge said, remember, they wouldn't even give me my evidence. They wouldn't. I was like, how are you charging me? I was like, I'm not a lawyer. But when you put somebody with autism in such a situation, they are going to read and 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 read every single thing they can.
I can't.
Everything.
So she's got autism. Is that what she's saying? Did she just say that?
Which is the Michael.
I know she's danced around it before, but I never heard her say that before.
After 3 months, they were still want to give my evidence. No joke. That's what you'll see. All my little videos, you'll see me all disheveled at the end of the day, having to go to a city meeting. Like literally, you people running my city, you literally have me here with a phone. I don't have time for this. Like, you're not just doing what you're doing to a regular person, you're doing what you're doing to a person on the spectrum. Do you not realize how relentless people on the spectrum are? We don't give up. We don't give up. And mothers out there who have children on the spectrum, you know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. When your child has their mind set on something, you cannot deviate from that. It's not going to happen. You can't squirrel them out as if they only had ADHD. No, you can't. Because being on the spectrum literally keeps you there and keeps you there. It keeps your mind right there. And you ruminate and you ruminate and you ruminate and you ruminate and you ruminate. So there I am. And I'm like, by that time I had been a nurse for like 15 years. And I'm like, man, for real, I've been following a code of ethics since 18 years old. And you all cannot give me, you all are making me literally face my mayor.
She's been following a code of ethics. She has. And
demand that you give me my damn evidence. And I told him, I said, you're violating the Brady Bill. You're violating the Michael Morton Act, man. Like, for real. I don't care if it's a municipal court case. The fact is, to me, it's a serious thing because I had never been in trouble before. Like, how dare you even think you can do something like this to me? How dare you? I was so insulted just because the other party wanted me. You see, the other party, their family member literally assaulted me in the view of an officer, so they got arrested. So when you do something like that in the view of an officer, you get arrested automatically in Texas. There's no, right? You don't need 2 affidavits and then you make like a warrant. No, you are immediately arrested, right? So the mother was so mad. She's like, oh, no. I want her to learn her lesson. And the police officer's listening to her. You know who you are. I'm not even going to say your names, but you know who you are. I smile at you now because I give you the benefit of the doubt that you're not the same people that you were 7 years ago. But you know I know. You know I know. And you know, when the rest of the world knows, everybody's going to know. Maybe if I choose to change the names, I might change some people's names. Might. It's my story. You should have never given me a story. You should have. Don't be crying later. Don't be making yourself a villain in somebody's story and then literally getting mad that they are literally you are now known as a villain. Well, ain't nobody told you to act like a villain in the story of her life. What did you think? That she was never going to survive you and then be able to say it and be able to learn from all of it? Are you kidding? And then be able to help other people so that other people will not be in the same situation? Totally under that, man. I am the most slept on. I am the most slept on human, I think, in all of, especially Texas. Everybody's been sleeping on me, not with me. Everybody's been sleeping on me.
I believe that. Truth for once, Jesus.
I know some of you can see it. And that's what I always told myself. I said, Jesus and Romans. I like Romans. Jesus and Romans and Corinthians. I like Corinthians. Jesus, Romans, and Corinthians. Those are my favorite parts of the Bible, right? Everything else is just a little bit too inappropriate, I think. Anyways, they're the parts of the Bible to me that make the most sense. And so the story of Jesus, though, that one really took me. Like when I learned about Jesus, you see, I didn't learn about Jesus from the church. Remember? One of the people that doesn't like me, she likes to say that, yeah, they never really paid much attention to her and they just left her at the library. First of all, my grandmother worked 8 hours a day. Okay. It's not that she didn't pay attention to me. She had 2 jobs Monday through Friday. She had very little time. She gave me a lot of her. She gave me a lot. I wound up stumbling on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which the very top tier is what people hardly ever reach. Hardly anybody reaches that. That is the sovereign tier of human beings. You literally have to put humanity before all else, right? Before everything else. And so it was Martin Luther King's name, and it was Robert F. Kennedy, and it was JFK, and it was Mother Teresa, and it was Nelson Mandela, Gandhi. I was even bothered back then that there was only one woman out of all of the ones that have reached self-actualization. You only see one woman. You only ever see one woman given as an example, and it's Mother Teresa. No joke. And it's sad because it's like, well, she's Mother Teresa, and it's like, well, wait a minute. JFK was one of the biggest womanizers on the planet, and so was Martin Luther King. And they still reach self-actualization. So please don't tell me that a flawed woman cannot reach self-actualization. So that was my plan when I was a little kid. I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And I'll do it while I have, babies, and I'll do it while I'm, a nurse, and I'll do it while I'm going, to undergrad school, and I'll do it while I'm in graduate school, and I'll do it, after graduate school, and I'll do it just for the rest of my life in whatever way I can. I'll just do it because it's a thing. It's in you. Like it's in you. It's in you. Like no matter what you're doing, no matter how flawed you are, you're still that person. Hello, Martin Luther King. Literally, he did so much for civil rights, and they tried to put him down. First of all, they arrested him over 25 times with trumped up or bogus charges. And he was doing such a good job, right? And that's why they took his life. That's why they took JFK's life. That's why they took Robert Kennedy's life. That's why. Yeah, Nelson Mandela, he lived a long life. Mother Teresa lived a long life. Gandhi lived a long life. But in America, we don't live a long life when you choose to be the best human you can be. And I know that. And I accept it. That's okay. That's all right. And so then Jesus, they said Jesus' name. I read Jesus' name. I was like, oh, they included him here. So I've always known Jesus as a historical figure, not a biblical figure. I know he is. I feel him that way and everything. But he's mostly introduced into the majority of people are introduced to Jesus in a biblical way. And I was introduced to Jesus in a historical way because I was like, it blew my mind. I only knew about him just with the little bit that I knew about him, that what we mostly know by that age, right? But whenever I saw that he was included in those who have reached self-actualization, that just fascinated me. And I was like, let me? Oh, they're still talking about stuff. I ain't even looking at what they're talking about. Y'all, don't be like that. If you're listening, if you're not listening to understand and you're just listening, like when you're in a conversation with somebody and you're listening because you're trying to form the words, you're forming the words of what you're going to say when they stop talking, that means you're not listening. You're not. So if you're here and if you're literally just arguing with these people that don't even matter, then you're not watching this live. You can watch it on replay, but you're not watching it live, and it's so much better when you get to watch it live, right? They don't matter. They don't matter. That's why they have to get on my page, because they don't got nothing. They don't matter. They seriously don't matter. They don't. So when I saw Jesus, I was like, see, so I've never considered Jesus as a fictional character, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do. Even some of the Jewish people don't really like him because they look, some Jewish people look at Jesus as a troublemaker. Yeah, they do. Because it's true. He was one of y'all. He didn't really like the way y'all were doing things. And he was like, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah, but you're Jewish like us. Yeah, I know. I know, but I really don't like the way y'all are doing things. So I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm just going to love with as much love as I can. I'm going to be as kind as I can, as compassionate as I can, and as understanding as I can, and as nonviolent as I can be. Right?
So sorry about that. Yeah, if you missed it yesterday, she's gonna get into this pretty soon, if I remember correctly. She's gonna talk about Black people and what they have in their houses, what they got hanging on the walls. This is freaking outrageous. You talk about somebody, you want to throw the word racist around? She wants to throw it around. Here, check this out.
So I knew Jesus as a literal person who walked the earth, not just a storybook character. And so then I read a lot about him. And one thing that fascinated me, which is the reason why nobody in my hometown, there's not going to be not one person that has ever been born in my hometown that is born right now or that will ever be born, where they're going to put me down, no matter how big their bank account is, no matter who they're related to, no matter how much they're connected. I don't even think there's a human on the planet that I use my hometown so I can let you know about my story about Jesus, right, that I love. So there's no one in my hometown that's going to look at me and try to put me down. This is not going to work because I know my worth. First of all, I know my worth. I just don't like being held back from doing what I want with my life. That I cannot stand that shit. I cannot stand that shit.
I keep forgetting to mute the microphone. So other people are holding her back. It's everybody here who's holding her back from moving forward. It's our fault. Right?
Shit, but it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so When I started reading about Jesus, I started seeing how in his small town, he started to talk and made people uncomfortable. And they didn't like him talking. Who's this dude, Jesus? What do you mean? Why are y'all standing around him? Why are y'all standing around him listening to him? Why are y'all standing around him listening to him? Why are you hearing him? He's so stupid. We're laughing at him. He's so dumb. You're going to tell me nobody laughed at Jesus when they literally crucified him? You're going to tell me that by the time they crucified him, that there weren't all the descendants of all these little haters weren't around back then? Jeez. That's who y'all came from. That's your people. The same people that crucified Jesus are the same ones that are here laughing at me. That's heavy shit, right? It's true. It's true.
Oh my!
And this is where
goodness.
I get my confidence. So
Did she just say that? I got to replay that. Hold on.
So I started seeing how in his small town, he started to talk and made people uncomfortable. And they didn't like him talking. Who's this dude, Jesus? What do you mean? Why are y'all standing around him? Why are y'all standing around him listening to him? Why are y'all standing around him listening to him? Why are you hearing him? He's so stupid. We're laughing at him. He's so dumb. You're going to tell me nobody laughed at Jesus when they literally crucified him? You're going to tell me that by the time they crucified him, that there weren't all the descendants of all these little haters weren't around back then? Jeez. That's who y'all came from. That's your people. The same people that crucified Jesus are the same ones that are here laughing at me.
Wow.
That's heavy shit, right? It's true. It's true.
The same people that crucified Jesus are the same people that are laughing at her right now. She said that. She said that. And yeah.
True. And this is where I get my confidence. So, because nobody else, my grandma was like this. Yeah, I didn't learn to be confident. It literally is just, you know what? Maybe it's just my being on the spectrum. I have no fear. And sometimes I don't have fear, even sometimes when I should have fear. There's some times where I'm fearful because I know that people can go too far. Too far. But hey, you cannot have courage without fear. And you cannot have bravery without fear. You can't. You cannot claim to be fearless, because then you're not brave. You're just literally not scared. Because the very definition of courage and bravery is knowing that you are so fucking scared that you are powering on no matter what. That's bravery and that's courage, which is what I saw in Jesus. So Jesus saw that his hometown was being jerks, right? And so he was like, deuces, I'm going to keep on spreading my word to the rest of the land. And he went on to spread his word. He was just like talking to people. And they're like, who's this dude? He's really cool. Like, he's different. Some people were like, he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. Oh my God. He's weird. He's a weird guy. Yeah, well, we like him. Yeah, but he's weird. Yeah, but we like him. We like him. He's weird. So when he started getting stronger, he understood that the further away from his little hateful hometown, the more that his message was accepted. The more that his message was accepted. So he kept going and he kept reaching and he kept expanding his reach. Nothing was going to stop him. Nothing. Well, when they realized nothing was going to stop him, that's when they stopped him. That's when they stopped him. So the descendants of all these little ones that do all this kind of stuff to me in every way possible, whether they do it on here or they do it whispering behind my back, whatever it is they do, thems are the people of the people who crucified Jesus. Because that's the same energy. That's the same vibe. And it was handed down from your inappropriate, uncivilized people back then that literally crucified this wonderful, beautiful man. Mm-hmm. Yes. He's not hurting anybody. It doesn't matter. Whoop him. But he's not doing anything. It doesn't matter. We don't like what he's saying. He just won't shut up. He won't stop being Jesus. He won't stop being Jesus. And if he doesn't stop being Jesus, then let's just make him not exist. And don't do it quietly. Do it so that all of them will see. Do it so all of them will see. Because if you do it quietly, they won't get the message. If you do it, if you put their king on a cross, it'll shut them all up. It'll keep anyone else from rising. Do it publicly. Even the beating, do it public. Even the whooping, do it public. And make him carry his own cross. It's heavy. Yeah, I know. Make him carry it. Make him carry it in front of everyone. Everyone. Do it. And even when he was on that cross. And even though that there was people, that's I can't even say it, but you all know what I mean. Those of you from my hometown. To watch somebody literally being crucified, right? Can you imagine not having the power? This you love him, you know he's a good person, right? But you are too afraid. You can't save him.
I'm waiting for her to say she was there.
And you know he's gonna die. And you see all these people cheering on his death, spitting on him, laughing at him while he's up there.
She's saying all this, putting herself in that spot. I know she's saying Jesus Christ, but she's thinking about herself. How much you want to bet?
And literally, he's just accepting. At first, he gets mad. He's like, how could you do this to me? You know, you're my father.
I think I remember where we left off.
He's not hurting anybody. It doesn't matter. Make him carry it in front of everyone. Everyone. Do it. And even when he was on that cross. And even though that there was people, that's I can't even say it, but you all know what I mean. Those of you from my hometown. To watch somebody literally being crucified, right? Can you imagine not having the power? You love him, you know he's a good person, right? But you are too afraid. You can't save him. You know you cannot save him. And you know he's gonna die. And you see all these people cheering on his death, spitting on him, laughing at him while he's up there. And literally, he's just accepting. At first, he gets mad. He's like, how could you do this to me? You know, you're my father.
I'm going to move up a little bit to skip all this past just a few seconds.
His divine form.
It worked.
Until after they took his human life. So when he was still human, he had that moment of doubt because he's human. So in his humanity, they made him for a second doubt himself. For a second. Where were you? Where were you? Where were you when I needed you the most? I was carrying you. I was carrying you. Even though you felt I wasn't next to you, I was carrying you. That's why. That's where I was. And maybe it'll take this to make these people be better people.
So we got to be better people. She doesn't have any part of this at all whatsoever. Now, are you listening to this?
So he gave his only begotten son and sacrificed his only begotten son for all the rest of us heathens. It's true. It's true. It's true. And then the descendants of all these haters that had their own channels and stuff against Vanessa. No more Vanessa lies, all this.
Wow. So the descendants of all the haters, which is all of us, me, right? The descendants of all the haters, not including her. According to this statement, it's not including her. So is she calling herself divine? Is that what she's doing? I mean, did I get that right? Is that what she's doing? You want to talk about disturbing? I mean, this is, it's almost not even funny anymore right now. It's freaking creepy. It really is.
Isn't that right, man? All those descendants, because those are your people. Those are your people. Oh my God, she's comparing herself to Jesus. No, I'm doing what we were all supposed to do. Learn from the story. What would Jesus do? What do you think the campaign, What Would Jesus Do, is about? What would Jesus do? You do what Jesus would do. You do what Jesus would do. I was doing what would Jesus do when I first heard about him. I didn't need a campaign or a little bracelet or a little acronym to tell me. I already knew. So what happened when he finally died? When he finally left his human life, literally Jesus in humanity ended. And they cheered. They cheered. Just like these are cheering right now. Yeah, there you go. Cheered. Cheered his death on. Cheered him on. As he died. And then what did they do? What'd they do after the third day? What'd they do? What'd they do? What'd he do? He was no longer human. He was in his divinity. He rose. He rose. Where is he? He ain't like you no more. What you talking about? He ain't like you no more. He leveled up. Like he leveled up. He leveled up. Like literally leveled up in dimensions. Literally leveled up. Literally. He's in divinity. He's in his divine, sovereign, supreme self. After all the shit you did him. And then, this man that they would laugh at wound up being the namesake of the second most popular religion in the entire world. Christianity. So ain't nobody. So when you're like, how come nothing gets to her? That's why. That's why. Are you kidding me, please? How am I going to be able to do great things in this world with these little people right here? These little people right here. I'm sure I see y'all that Matthew McConaughey is live at the White House. Vanessa Dehaney is live right here as stars. I'll watch Matthew on the replay. I'll watch Matthew. I already know about Matthew. Yo, I knew that Matthew was going to be something. And maybe for a little while there, he decided not to.
You didn't know Jack.
What he needs to do.
You didn't know
That. Matthew is that. Matthew embodies the characteristics. Matthew is in his every fiber of being and in his flawed self, because he is human, he's flawed. He's made mistakes in his life. Matthew is not just beautiful on the outside, he's beautiful on the inside. Matthew is that which politicians in the United States want you to believe they are. That's what Matthew is.
So I've got faith. But you know what, Faith? You know what? She's got faith. I don't know how much faith I have in that fabric she's wearing, because those sleeves are about to bust. For real, doesn't that put your arm to sleep? It's like a tourniquet. So I don't know if I'd have much faith in that fabric. And if it's holding up, I want to know what kind of fabric that is.
That's what Matthew is. If Matthew is live right now at the White House, you're probably listening to your next president, one of your future presidents. If Matthew is live right now at the White House, you're probably listening to one of your future Texas governor, if not your future president. I promise you that. I promise you. He's going to know. He's going to know. Matthew, one day you're going to see this. Ha, ha, ha. She's laughing that Matthew McConaughey is going to see. Man, y'all are really some silly people for real. For y'all to literally still underestimate me after all this time. That's okay. I always saw Matthew's greatness. When everybody was like, how can you? I was telling people he should run for president. He should run for president. And he was like, the guy from Dazed and Confused. Yes. Did you hear his Oscar speech? Oh my goodness. It was simply dripping of humanitarianism. Are you kidding me? And the way he's poised and the way that he can win any seat under the sun, that boy can win whatever seat he wanted, blue or red. It's his to pick. And everybody knows that. Everyone does. Matthew, if you really wanted to, Matthew single-handedly, and I hate to say this, but you know what, Democrats? You're not offering up any good candidates, literally, and you know it. And America knows it. That's why they don't go to vote. Matthew entered the Republican Party, that's it. It's over for the Democrats. That will be a turning point in history. No, Vanessa, don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Because remember when the Republicans were fighting against slavery? Yes. Remember? You don't remember. Remember? They've switched ideals. It's time for them maybe to switch back already. They switched ideals. Yes. The Republicans were the good guys for a long time. And the Democrats were very, very, very bad. Democrats were the ones that fought to keep keep people in chains. Yeah, they did. Do your research. President Lincoln, Republican. Who did he fight? Majority Democrats. And then somehow along the way, the party values switched. And all of a sudden, the Democrats were the good ones now. And JFK did that. In my mind, JFK did that. You see, Matthew McConaughey, whether he chooses to be Democrat or Republican, will do for the Republican Party what JFK did for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was terrible until JFK entered the party. That's why when you go into the houses of a lot of black folks and a lot of brown folks, you see a picture of Jesus or of the Pope or Jesus and the Pope. And who else do you see? JFK. Always, 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 almost all the time. Almost all the time. Because they hold JFK at the same regard as Jesus.
She said that.
But then they took his life.
Okay, hold on.
And then they took, JFK did that. And were the ones that fought to keep him.
All right.
Do your research.
I had to hear that again.
President Lincoln, Republican. Who did he fight? Majority Democrats. And then somehow along the way, the party values switched. And all of a sudden, the Democrats were the good ones now. And JFK did that. In my mind, JFK did that. You see, Matthew McConaughey, whether he chooses to be Democrat or Republican, will do for the Republican Party what JFK did for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was terrible until JFK entered the party. That's why when you go into the houses of a lot of black folks and a lot of brown folks, you see a picture of Jesus or of the Pope or Jesus and the Pope. And who else do you see? JFK. Always, 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 almost all the time. Almost all the time. Because they hold JFK at the same regard as Jesus.
Okay. So I ask you this. How many African-American homes would you say she's been inside of? Tell me in the comments. How many African-American homes would you say she has been inside of? That she would make such a idiotic statement like that.
But then they took his life. And then they took his little brother's life. And then politics was just not even exciting anymore. It wasn't. Reagan was maybe okay, but he chose the Republican Party. Reagan is probably the most exciting. Then Obama came. Obama was really exciting. He was cool. He was different, wholesome, right?
Wholesome?
Different, right?
Wholesome.
Right? Black folks finally got to see one of their own, right? In office, right? He was a nice person. Right? And that's it. Who else? Who else? No one. No one. I know Bethel's trying.
All right.
It's the best that we got.
So
it's the best we got.
we already caught the rest of this yesterday.
It's the best that we got.
I don't want to.
Because even the ones that claim to be progressive.
I just wanted to get to that point where she
they're
said what she
all
just
that
said, which
all
is freaking
progressive.
hilarious.
You don't even call me
And
no, you ruined it all for real, seriously.
I think this stream is. I think we're good.
Matthew McConaughey.
We did all this yesterday. If you didn't catch this part yesterday, it's on my live from yesterday.
Matthew McConaughey. If he wanted to be a Democrat, he could literally revamp.
Unbelievable what she just said.
Whatever party he wanted, whatever party he enters.
I'm at a loss for words. She would say something like that.
People will react to that. They will go vote for him.
Talk about, that's just as bad as saying, yeah, they've got watermelon on every table, every kitchen, the African Americans. Yeah, go look. Just as bad. obviously we're dealing with someone who does not have a full deck of cards. And it is dinner time. And some of you guys are on your way home or are going to have dinner. Go do what you got to do. I'm going to come back later. This ain't over yet. I will be back later tonight. I'll let you know when. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I hope this was entertaining for you. Sure was for me. I actually do have watermelon too on my table right now. A half a watermelon, but anyways, have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. I'll come back in a little bit and we'll have some more fun. See you later, guys.